My name is Katrina, or Kat. Actually, I'm Dr. Katrina McDonald. I just passed my PhD last week. Thank you very much. Oh, I didn't expect a clap. That's very kind of you. It's the first time I've been able to say it out loud, so I was like, ooh. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to run through. I did have some players, but I've lost them. No. So what I did last session was I just asked people to do whatever you were comfortable with. So you won't get to work with me every day. So if you want to join in, join in. If you think like, I want to have a go, I'll have a go. And if you don't want to, don't get in everyone else. No. Do what you can. My background is in judo. I'm not from rugby, so actually we need to work together. So I've got some principles based on scientific evidence from judo about landing and falling. And I think it's helpful and useful, and we worked with World Rugby to devise a program called Contact Confidence. So I'm going to try and show it to you, see what you think. Hopefully you'll be able to input some more stuff so I can steal. No, sorry, I'm from Croydon. We call that relocation, where I borrow stuff from all of you. Yes, here they are.
I was getting worried of what you were about.
Is there anything specifically that any of you wanted to gain from the session? That is very helpful. Is there anything you like, oh, Kat, I checked out your stuff on the World Rugby website. Boom, can you teach me this? Or I'd love to know how to do a forward flip. Or can you throw me? People ask me to do that. No. You're like, yes. So what we'll do is I devised the program that we've been working. Oh, hello. I've devised the program that we've been working on into 3 things. One, it's really important for players, not just in rugby, but specifically for Rugby for Today, to learn to manage themselves. And by that, I mean, learn where you're stable, learn what puts you in a good position, learn how you prevent niggles. How many players have you got out because they've got a niggle because they didn't land properly? If we could do something to help that, that would be really good, benefit. Then the next phase is to learn to manage someone else. You know, that's really important in any combat or contact sport. So we've got those 2 things. And the third phase is my favorite, and that is ninja. No, it's to do with being confident and to be more combative, to have combat and to be confident in that. So the third phase I actually need your help for, because I've got an idea. Never know if it's going to work. But for the first bit, we're just going to go through managing yourself. So the first thing we're just going to look at is being comfortable being on the floor and some falling things. So I'm going to show it to you, and then you can get to just decide if you want to watch or participate. I'd participate, but you know, that's my opinion. When you participate, don't have your car keys in your pocket. Forgot to say that earlier. So some of the principles, there's 3 for falling. So the first one is to do with your neck. So this is the position we're working on to start with. It's here. So the first thing that we're going to do is everyone do this for me and tuck your chin to your chest. So what you're feeling there's those neck muscles down here. You can feel them being stretched. Now I want you to do this awful thing that gives me about 20 chins, is to do a chin tuck. Yeah, so feel the difference. Chin to chest, chin tuck. Everything to do with stabilising neck strength is now to do with chin tuck. So if you have a look on the passport for the World Rugby website, there's loads of neck strength. That's not my specialism, but the whole principle is that. So the first principle is we do not want our head to touch the floor, so we're looking to keep it off the floor the whole time, doing a chin tuck, not a chin to chest. The second one is to make an angel. Yeah, they are in it to win it, these group. So what we're trying to do is to make angels, because we're making big surface areas. We want to make a bigger surface area as possible. You have to understand the principle before you can take that element away, because I know you're going to say to me, Katrina, come on, we have to carry the rugby ball and keep possession. But you do, but you have to understand this first. Once you understand this and you get good at it, you progress. But this is the first level. The next thing we're going to think about is timing. So, competition time if you're feeling it. So we want to have this position. If you're feeling super enthusiastic, we're going here. If you're feeling really big, it's here. If you can beat my sound, I'll find you a prize. If you want to have a go, lying on the floor, just 5 of these. Fingertips to your shoulders flat. Make sure you've got some space. Nice, good work. Yeah, no problem. What you could do is you can help me. This is a aeroplane. This is a soldier. We want angel wings, 45 degrees. Anybody that's not there? Okay, excellent. Just sit up for me, please, everyone. So everyone's doing this bit really well. They've got their head off the floor because you're doing the chin tuck. This is really good, good job. What we've got at the moment, what did you say we were? We were? Angels, you're correct. Why would I say that we're angels? Because in judo, we wear white judo gis. Being on a rugby pitch, I had no idea what to do when I started coaching outside. I want to wear my gi, my pajamas, my belt, my little flip-flops. So it's tricky. Now here it rains. It doesn't today, but... So what we need to think about, this is an aeroplane. Soldier, angel wings are 45 degrees from your body. This is what we need. Anybody standing up that's not participating, you see anybody with their arms up here, just say, angel wings, dude. Okay, do 5 more. Chin up.
I landed on your shoe earlier.
Nice. I'm going to bring your arms from here just a little bit lower, There you go. No worries. Okay, stop there. After a while, you're like, Katrina, you're off your rocker. This is very uncomfortable. Why are you making me bang the floor? I do appreciate that. We're adding in the third element. There's 3 elements to falling. We have the chin tuck. We have the big surface area. The third?
Timing.
Timing. You are smashing it today. Timing. To get timing, you have a elastic at the top of your trousers or a belt or, you know, I would have my belt. So I'm going to call it the elastic, and it's about timing. There's elements to it. Feel comfortable. You can do it from here, and you're thinking bottom, lower back elastic, hands. That's it. Bottom, lower back elastic, here, hands. If you're like, oh, Katrina, I need more than this. I see you. You want more. So we're crouching. Check behind you. You've got space. Bottom, lower back, hands. When you start feeling enthusiastic, I know, you grow a bit and you grow a bit and you grow a bit until you're very confident. Confidence comes from practice. Whatever you're comfortable with, from your bottom, from crouching, from standing, whichever you're comfortable, have a go. Keep that chin tucked. That's it. Oh, fingertips to your shoulder, completely flat. One arm action. And again. Better. All in one go. You're here. I want you here. Shoulders down. Doesn't matter at the moment. Okay. Pretty good. So what you've got at the moment is the 3 principles. Anybody got me the first principle? Chin tuck. Thank you so much. They've only been with me for 10 minutes. Second one. Big surface area angel arms. Doesn't matter how you remember. Angel arms helps people remember. And the third, timing. These are your principles for falling. You have to understand the principles to be able to adapt them to your sport, and you have to practice. Once you practice, take the principles and apply them. You're a coach, you're from your sport, and then apply them. Who's my ball? Who wants to be the ball? Oh, here she is, hello. So here's a ball. So a ball, come on ball, does this, makes a ball. So who wants to be my, here we are. Who are your shoes on? Oh, the bit. Okay, so the ball is just the ball. The person sits on top of the ball. Right. There's loads of ways you can make people feel confident and comfortable doing this. And the second phase that I talked about is managing other people. This is an element of the second phase. So I'm going to help my partner by holding their wrist. And we go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bottom, lower back, hands. Okay? Spin the ball around. Sit this off for me, please. Thank you. I was holding and helping. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's just for helping to remember. And I can't help myself making sound effects. I should have apologised earlier on. It's going to get worse. How comfortable do you feel doing it by yourself? Oh, okay. After lunch, we are comfortable. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Nice. So there's lots of things you could do. So with the person nearest to you, how do you take, no, ball. How do you add in a physical ball, or how do you make this exercise more rugbyfied? Rugbyfied, is that a word? Yep, claiming it, McDonald 2023. How do you make this more rugby-fied? I'm going to show you 2 other drills from this, but come up with something. You're coaches, you're from your sport. What's the thing that you would do, would take my principles to add a layer onto this? You have a minute and a half, let's go. Ask someone next to you. We'll do the push one. You want to be the person that falls or the pusher? Yeah? Something, is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought we did. Oh, sorry, buddy, I didn't see you behind me. Are you okay there?
Let me see your angel wings, guys.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I have to own up. I'm a massive liar. I never give you the time that I tell you. I give you enough time till I've done the thing that I wanted to do, and then I just take it back. Selfish, I know. What did you come up with? Gents, you had some really interesting thing that you were saying earlier. Was it you were adding a tackler or?
Yeah. So basically, if you've got the ball, you've got somebody sitting on the ball, you can have somebody on their knees, and it's just a bit of a kind of fake tackle where you go in with the shoulder around the waist, and then they've got to fall down safely themselves.
So the thing that we're working on, this backwards fall, people say to me, oh, Katrina, that never happens in rugby. I would, you big fat liars, it does. I've watched it on video and I've watched it at games. It's the worst kind. I was working with a team in women's rugby and someone almost knocked themselves out because they didn't do anything and they whiplashed their head onto the floor. We've got a few nods here, so you all know what I'm talking about. It's one of the most dangerous things that can happen. If any of the elements that I teach you can help in any way to keep people playing, because I think in sport, that's the hardest thing, to make sure people aren't getting these knocks that like, oh, can't make training today, my elbow is grazed. Oh, I'm one of those coaches that is like, I've got a violin for that. So what I would like to think about, I'm just going to show you a couple of exercises because otherwise I'll run out of time because they gave me less time this time. Where's my ball? Come on. Can you spin your head this way for me? Sorry, this way. There you go. So you want to be me or want to be you? Oh, you get to be me. Can you shuffle back for me? So there's a couple of things you can do. You can think of it of having a ball thrown in. You can keep this exercise, but what you can have is someone just helping you. So we can have a bit of pushing where we hold our position. At no point now do I know where the ball is. The ball, I refer to the person on all fours, not a ball. Okay, so I don't know. You could do anything. You could push here. Oh, we're going full on tackling. All right. After lunch, come on then. Because you just don't know. But I'm good at falling. People said earlier, oh, Katrina, what are we doing with those arms? It's just to build the surface area. The more you have a go at this, the more you'll get rid of the arms. Ready to go again? I'm going to make it harder. Oh, what was bad about that one? Good. What else was bad? What else? Yes, good. We're going again. That was really sore. So you have to relax, tuck in. It doesn't matter if you're using your arms now, but my head is off, my arms are relaxed, my elbows aren't in the floor. It's all about trying to apply the principles. And when it goes wrong, I actually gave myself a bit of a headache. It's bad. And also, we can see it. And then you learn not to do it. So this was very good. Good work. Have a rest. No clapping for them. I don't get clapped. So let's look at another different fall. So we've got backwards when we know it's super dangerous. I just demonstrate to you how to hit your head on the floor. If you need me anytime, I'm available. Let's do a sideways one. So sideways, be comfortable here. We're taking our foot away. Nice and slowly. You can keep your hands on the floor. We're trying to get my bottom down. Big surface area. Chin off the floor. You can do both sides. You can do it nice and steady, nice and slow. Just sit down, get it nice into a rhythm. 45 degrees, fingertips to your shoulder. I would just have a go. See what you can come up with. Keep the principles. Chin off, timing, big surface area. Spread out a bit because you're all nice and on a line. Oh, you gave me a headache. Meanie. Yeah, good. That was nice. Nice, good. Try and get your arm to hit like a big slap. Big slap. Yeah, good. So, flat.
No.
Okay, stop there. We're just going to correct a couple of things to keep a lookout. So, if you've got, these are your coaching points. So, for your coaching points to look out for, we don't want this. Why don't we want this? Yeah, all the weight just travelled through my arm, and you will pop your collarbone. Check you out. What was the other one I saw? Like this. My fingertips and my elbow made the contact. It's not a big surface area, so that I'll get a graze on my elbow like I did earlier. So you just have to think about it. Anybody played Mario Kart? No one's played Mario Kart. Honestly, you should. I played with my nephews over Christmas. It's well fun. Mario Kart, they shoot out those bananas. You've played, right? So they shoot out these bananas. So it's like do 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 do. When you get better, you get more confident. Wow. The principles are the same, which is get your butt down to the floor, make a big surface area. So, if you're having a go, because less of you are having a go, have a go, see how confident you feel. If you're still at this stage, that's perfectly fine. You're new, you've just started, you've had 2 goes. If you're getting more confident, go a bit higher. If you're not doing it, I want you to come up with this exercise. How do you add a ball element into the sideways falling? The sideways falling is the most relevant. How are you adding it into a drill? What can you do and add it into something you're already doing? Either practice the thing, work with your brain. It's up to you. Let's have a go. Minute. Oh. Honestly, I grazed my elbow. That's a good one. Good work. Good. I'm going to help you. Come here. Okay. So, down you go. That's it. Keep going. So this is your confidence. Boom. Good. Hand lower. Lower, 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 lower. There. Now crouch into a ball for me. Crouch down like this. Crouch. So I want this foot to come here. That's it. Now sit on your bottom. Sit. No, this side. This bum. Try again. Good. Now lie with it and bang the floor. Your arm needs to be straight from your fingertips to your shoulder. Good, but you're up here. I want you to be here. Try once more. Yeah. Yes, improving every time. Well done. Oh, James, you're living your best life. Do you have anything to add from this one, or do you want me to move on?
I think it's key things I would traditionally setting up your arm up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually creating small surface area.
We're going to go to that one next. Okay. James is going to interject because we were talking in the break about the change of tackle height and what that might mean, but it's not now or later. Later. So we've done backwards, we've done sideways, we do have front. So what's the worst thing you have to think about when you're falling forwards? Oh my God, it's not just your face, it's your nose. If you smash your nose, it's the most painful thing you can imagine. It makes your whole face water, you're brave, you're like, I'm okay. But it's just because you hit your nose. So when you're falling forwards, just turn your face so none of your nose doesn't hit. We're also thinking about big surface area. FYI, this is not a big surface area. If you have an older parent or a grandparent, I'm always doing my work with over 65s, this is a small surface area. To make a big surface area, you're going to feel very so it looks like I'm going to bow to you. From your fingertips to your elbows, we're doing this. So from my fingertips to my elbows is making the big surface area. Turning my head. Obviously, I've moved from you now to you. So what you need to think about is, what if I want to add more force in here? Because we're talking about biomechanics, physics. So you grow. You don't have to grow as quickly as I will, but you just be a bit smaller, a bit smaller, a bit smaller. Or mighty. And we're looking here. Fingertips to your elbow. None of this bit of you is touching the floor. When you're feeling mega pro, here we go, hold up. Tuck my shirt in, give enough space. Draw a line. Put my feet here. Shooing them out backwards, catching in a plank. Oh, I had a nod there. Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh, thank you. You don't have to get to that, but that's how we teach it. But I would like you just to have a go at this one. You feel privileged now, don't you? Okay, have a go. See what you got. No, don't blame me. Make a diamond shape with your hands. Fingertips to your elbows. Good, and turn your head, and that's perfect. That has got very good. Living your best life, well done. Good. At the moment, your hands are here, and that's hard to catch yourself. So if you just bring it underneath, dude, that's super impressive.
Sorry, was it you going in and they also...
No, I'm just making sure my face isn't hitting the floor. Good question, though.
Getting them to do it is that when they are actually down, it's basically you're down. Lay your feet like that. Lay your feet. It's more solid base.
Okay.
Your feet are making more sense.
Let's be honest. What are the good? What are the challenges? What are the challenges? Oh, check it out. It was synchronized. Take a little bow. What are the challenges with this one when you're experiencing it for the first time from a crazy judo lady telling you this is a good idea? What are you experiencing?
Which you probably wouldn't do
To do the exercise, but how do you take it? How do you transfer it? What's the challenges of the one I've just shown you? I think it's probably one of the most useful, but what are the challenges? Yeah, maybe, but what do you have that I don't have? Thank you so much, Sarah. You can come again.
No, just like I had the ball when I was going forward.
Yeah, if you have the ball, this is the challenge that I always have. So my job isn't necessarily to think about, I can't do it. This is a prolonged process. So I could probably come in and do it in how long's your pre-season? 5 weeks, 6 weeks, no pre-season. Who's working with kids? Yeah, who's working with kind of that youth-ish, a bit older than I would say kids? Yeah, seniors, anybody got any seniors? Yeah, so we've got a real mix. So the principles are the principles. How you apply the principles to your setting, that's up to you. Everyone's setting is different. If you start to add in a ball, then you have to think, how am I going to add in a ball? You know, so is it the case that the ball becomes part of that surface area? Fine. How do you work on keeping it tucked? Practice. You know, a lot of people I've been working with, they become very precious and they're kind of reaching with the ball to the floor. I don't want that. It's not like, you know, bring it in, keep it tight, use it as your surface area. So all of these, what was my first falling principle? Yes, it's the chin. They get the head off the floor for everything. Second? Yeah, surface area angel arms. Choose chin life. Yeah. And last one, timing. So what we need to do is we're going to have a look at rolling. I love rolling. Everybody doesn't love rolling. You're only going to get an opportunity to work with an expert falling and landing today in Murrayfield. Do what you want to do. Life is up to you to make a choice. So, my favourite rolling is this one because I get to sit on the floor to start with if I'm on it. Always check behind you to make sure there's space. I'm going to take both of my feet and I'm going to pick my favourite shoulder. Today it's my right shoulder. I don't know why. And I'm going to take both my feet over my right shoulder. So I just sat down, took both my feet, picked my left shoulder, taking it over. What will happen is that you might not have done rolling before, or you might have done it before. If you're a pro, you're probably doing it from here, living your best life. If you've not done it before, the chances are that your rolling is probably going to look a bit like this. And I'm okay about that. And I congratulate you for having a good go. Because anything that you are trying to manage your own body to understand what it takes to get to this position from here will progress you. And it will help you teach other people how to do it. I'm not going over my neck. I'm just trying to get my feet and my toes to this point. It's easier to do with a bit of momentum. I have a go. Plus, it's quite fun on the floor. It's up to you. Please look behind you before you roll. You need some space. Nice. Good work. Make sure you take that shoulder. Good work. Make sure you have nothing in your pocket. Yes. Really good. That's really good.
Oh!
It's a full length one.
Here we go. Look at the lights. That doesn't go that way.
One down. Spend money yet.
All right.
Some people will put them here to help them. Yeah. First of all, I would like to say I'm very proud of you all. How many people get to say they've rolled up Murrayfield? It's a great day. Backwards and understanding yourself and your body is my favourite one. And you notice when we did this exercise where they pushed you and you don't know, you can combine your exercise. Add the fall, add the timing, add a roll. So all I did was took the principles, bottom, lower back, hands, foot to the chin, and I added a roll at the end. You can combine them. Not today. We've only had 5 minutes. But what we are going to do is to add, I was calling it the king roll, but I'm not calling it that now. We're going to call it the triangle roll. How many points in the triangle? 3. So proud of you. To make the triangle roll, you have to think about putting the 3rd point down, which is your shoulder. I should have led with that. I've been doing judo since I was 8. I know. I'm 40 this year. You can't tell. So I've been doing it a while. So what you need to think about is I have good flexibility. If you have that, wicked. If you need help, I'll show you how to do it. I'm going to put my shoulder to make the 3rd point here. To get it down, I'm going to help pushing my hand through. It's going to look like this. And I kind of come up on the other side. Because I'm so cool, I know. I'm coming up on the other side, so I get to do the other arm. As I said to you, I've been doing this a while. So if your flexibility isn't Katrina flexibility, that is perfectly fine because I know a bit out there. Move this foot. Use your hands. Get to the floor. Feel comfortable with the floor. The foot that's up, move it out the way. Use your hands. Put your floor down. Put your hands through the gap. And you will be rolling forward around field. Find a space, have a go. If you have questions, please ask. I want you to try now. Come up on legs. So yes, that's good.
You just take it down.
Oh, well, wait, I can do this really well, and I can't do it.
It does. Yeah. And then this one I don't.
Your leg out the way.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big
Too much.
For those of you that are rolling in Murray, I'm very proud of you. Let's look at this position. So, do the triangle thing, but I'm going to go backwards. What's my problem? My foot is the problem. So, number 1, move your foot. So, flatten it and move it out the way. Number 2, we're going back to my favourite position. Number 3, my same foot goes over my same shoulder. What was the first one? Move my foot. Second, sit. 3rd, roll. Same foot, same shoulder. When you get super fly, you'll be able to do it on alternate shoulders and just be rolling like a king. Have a go one at a time, otherwise you get dizzy. Wait, can you
again. Same leg section. Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. It's too much to oh no. So, I'm not going to line on my knees or towards tracks along for this break.
I feel like spider.
That's so good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I realise for everybody that I'm rolling through a program that I normally do in 12 or 15 weeks, but I'm just trying to give you a feel to it. Hi, I'm Kat. Did you see the enthusiasm I got there? Did you all like that? Did you like how I got the name back? Brutal. Brutal day. I'm going to spin round. Get close to your partner, about half a metre. Get in a good position. Bend your knees so you'll win. Oh, is it? Hands up like this. Yeah, oh, it's tough, isn't it? You cannot link fingers. You can't link over. You can only touch. You can touch the hands, not the chest. And your aim is to get your partner to get the partner to move the feet. You ready? You're holding my fingers. You're cheating already. Keep your hands, keep your feet straight. Oh, can't hold hands, that's so cheating. All you're trying to do is break your partner's balance. Okay? Have a go with someone standing next to you. If you're in a 3, doing a 3. If you're in a 5, doing a 5. You're just playing a game. Oh, shoulder it. You cheat. No. Stop. This is the biggest face I've ever seen. That's one like this, shoulder it.
Oh, just that step back.
Get that momentum going.
Okay, so pretty good, but you are the biggest bunch of cheats I've ever met. Honestly, thanks, Nick. So, your feet are not allowed to be this wide. You're not already leaning. Honestly, gents, are you with me? Honestly, I see you cheated. So, we're going to have our feet shoulder width. We're quite close. So we've got a good balance. Our hands are up like this. And what we're trying to do is to be smart, using our brain to try and understand where our partner's center of balance is so we can break their balance. Oh, that's what we're trying to do. How do you make it harder? One. Oh, it is a one leg time. Ready? Is that your favourite leg? I think so. Are you sure? Do you want to find it? Okay, here we go. So favourite leg.
I think it is funny.
How do you make it extra hard?
Right.
Yeah, wear Crocs. I love that. Did you see the people I've been picking up here, right? So what we're going to do is you can make it extra hard by touching to the hands to start with, eyes closed, and you have to keep your hands. You close your nose. Ready? What about if you're looking at improving charging? You want to have here and you're going to try and move them and make it a zoned area. I'm going to try maybe using hopping. There's loads of different ways. Jen, one sec. There's loads of different ways that you can work on an exercise. Pick one. Have a go. See what you can come up with. If you've got a strong leg, pull it out. Let's see what you've got. 2 minutes to see who's the champion.
Champion, I need to go.
Is that not?
How did we swap sides?
Oh, no, that's not totally. What do you do with that? I've got to find
So there's games you can play where we're turning around facing this way for me. Gents, can you pull in again? I have loads less time and more content than time. The foot in the middle doesn't move. This one, live your best life. But this one doesn't move. So you start linking at elbows. That was the wrong word. Think of the English cross boot. This, this way, you're moving it back and forth. Then we could change the lever length. We could try and work a bit harder. What happens if they go down? Terrible face. If you go down, up. So link in here, try and make a game. What about if you're trying to pull your partner over the line? What are you trying to use? There's loads of different things you can do. What if you did the other side? What if you added more into the chain? We tried that earlier. Health and safety issues. It was an interesting idea to try. What's the coaching points? Well, chest up for me, head forward, bending my legs. We're trying to work here, trying to move. What if we're doing here? Same again, I've got good posture, but I'm trying to think of how do I break their balance? You know, think of the Scottish flag on the diagonals. Oh, over here is tricky. Like, what do you do? Put your foot still. You know? So I'm using my body weight to help with my partner. So we've moved from managing ourselves to start to managing others. We're not going to have a go to practice though, just keep it inside. Are you sure? I thought we finished at 15:15. Where did you go? Where are you going? Yeah, that's still not. So these are the kind of exercises. You know, take a minute, have a go, but also can you add an adaptation so I can take something away? See what you can come up with. Think of the principles, using your body weight to manage someone else's. Did you say half part, not quarter past?
That's always goes 2:30. So you're doing this one?
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, only one leg should move. Oh, it's like some. Only one leg can move. Only one leg can. Well, I can pivot.
Yeah,
Stand still. So if you move that, yeah, you can move it.
Oh, for freaking off!
Are we playing?
So I've just to hold my body weight. Aye, so I can move my feet in any direction. That's what like stay still.
Could you let slide over that one too?
Come on, you some of you raise it. Okay, so what we're moving on to now is this second phase, is learning how to manage others. Oh, the enthusiasm is big. You're like, what's going on? I wasn't here this morning. So we get some some partners to help us a bit. And what we're looking at is we're just going to do a piggyback. So everyone's like, oh, okay, piggyback. So who's going to be the person carrying? Oh. So what are our key points to give to the person who's going to be the carrier? She did have balance, yeah. So make sure you're in he's giving you tips, man. So make sure you've got a good stable position, good knee bend, chest up, having a really good protection, because you're going to receive someone jumping onto your back. I like to say do 1, 2, 3, and then they jump up. Now what are we going to give the instructions to this one? Jump way. Yeah, so we need to just have a bit of communication. So you're in charge and you're telling her when to go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Good. So what we've got, them holding on here. I wouldn't suggest doing running. Sometimes in judo I like to see what happens, but that's a mistake. But so you might ask to take small steps. If you could just take 5 small steps forwards. What? You have to walk. And then what do you say? What's the key instruction to the person carrying that I'll need to finish with before they probably drop? Not drop. Hush. Put them down on their feet. Can you put it down on their feet for me?
Thank you.
Perfect. Can you come back this way for me? So we're looking at just really good posture and being able to support people. So if you were to take people to the gym, it's the same for squatting, what you're looking for. Good positioning. So we're going to do exactly the same, but you're going to come up it from the front. So we're just going to turn you around this way. No. You are correct. My mistake. Okay, so this person, you need to be in a good position because she's going to jump forward and you're going to catch her. 1, 2, 3, go. Good. This is an unfortunate way that if this person doesn't jump forward, what happens to them? They fly backwards. If they go down, then that's fine. Take 5 steps forward, nice small steps. This one is harder.
Drop.
Yeah. Put it down on her feet for me. So these exercises are very good. You could just add them into the warm-up at the beginning on the line. It's, things that we think about. So can you be push-up position for me? Oh, wait, who's the good push-up one? Get in here. You're coming back, though. Okay. I need to do it. You see, I did it earlier. So, push-up position for this one. Can you hold her ankles for me? 2 steps forwards. Wheelbarrow. It's not a rocket science. 2 steps back. Oh, so if we were going to change something Put it down, or she'll be really tired. We want this person to have a great core. We want them to really engage with what they're doing. This person, which is harder, holding above the knees or holding the ankles? Yeah, of course, holding the ankles is much harder for her. This time, try and hold above her knees. So if you could hold not the knees, above the knees, so the thighs, there you go. So well, that's terrible lifted position, but we'll try. Can you try your good push-ups again? Here we go. You're going to have to hold up. Push, jump. There you go. And again, one more. You've got this. Yeah, stop there for me. Good job. Good. Some of the boys I work with are doing like this, clap around, clap there, high fives. I have no idea how they do it. I can't do any of that stuff. But that kind of thing, they're both working. One person's having the ability. So now we're going back to where I love to be in the crazy space. No? So we're going to have a look at some different carries. Oh, wait, I can hear you. She is. I've got my thing up. So what you're going to do, you're right-handed. This right hand is going to go around your partner's head. And what you're going to do is she's going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's going to jump up into this hand for you. When very important is that this hand comes over to your partner, so you lean onto her. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Take a few steps for me. When you're ready, you can put her down. Simple baby carry here in terms of the principles, what we're trying to do. You jump out here for me. You get to do it with me if you make slide. This one is more complex, so I'm going to say my head is going to go through the arm here. I'm going to hold in my hand as if I'm on the inside of your thigh. On 1, 2, 3, you can jump on my shoulders. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, here. There we are. Oh, you're wriggly. So there we're going here. I'm pulling this hand down, holding this thigh, and then taking the jolly old stroll. Put them down on your feet. In judo terms, this is a throw. I pull this hand and flick him off. I'll have to bring the stick.
Can you show us how it's done?
Oh, do you want to do that one? Oh, you're back in. I forgot one. It's my fault, my fault. Okay, so this one you have to be a bit careful what you need to talk it through. So you're going to stand there for me. She's going to jump. You're going to bend. She's going to come onto your shoulder, fireman lift. Be in a good position. I like to have a foot forward so I have better balance. 1, 2, 3, she jumps up, bends over me, and I catch her. Any questions for me? Oh, the excitement is... Okay. 1, 2, 3, jump up. Here we go. Good. Take some step forwards. Look at that clamp. Okay, good work. Put it down. How do you feel about this one? So there's another, the last one. This person, keep your elbows tucked in. No, she's doing it. I'm tired. Tuck in. Keep your elbows in here. What you're going to do is from this position, underneath her elbows, you're going to push up. Yeah. And on 1, 2, 3, she jumps up and then you walk with her. Okay, let's see what we've got. This is really hard. 1, 2, 3, go. Push. Oh, dude! So all we've done is lifts and carries. What would you improve about that one? Put her down on her feet in a nicer way, not like, you know. So all we've been doing is those kind of exercises. There's a couple of things that I would do that I wouldn't suggest other people do because I feel comfortable doing it. But if you have a group, ask them. Have any of you done handstands? How do you feel about showing me a handstand? So, 1 second. If you have people that are comfortable with handstands, they'll probably volunteer because they're like, if people, no, they pushed you out, I saw, don't worry. But handstands is essentially this. This is how you learn to do handstands. But when people can do handstands, they feel confident at doing them. What they're learning to do is support their own weight on their hands. Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to be in the rugby field walking around on your hands, but I'm just asking you to understand the principle of understanding your own body weight. You know, understand your, work with a partner, understand their body weight. People are uncomfortable, you can do it. You want to have a go? You don't have to. It's a choice. Murrayfield handstands. When people feel very confident and comfortable, you can do handstand forward rolls. Can't do that. Hold on. But you have to really tuck your shirt in. Oh no, she's just stuck. Hold on. But you have to be confident to do it. So if your group isn't confident, that would never bloody clap. tough audience, tough audience. So you have to really concentrate and think about what we're trying to achieve. There's some exercises that we've done today that have got really clear principles from understanding to progressing. So I'm going to show you some mobility things. They're not rocket science. You probably do them already, but I really like them because I find them really fun. Oh, you're all ready. I love it. Good work. Finding out space. Spread along. Right, so the first one, we get to crouch down here. If you have your Crocs on, it might not be the way. I mean, you wear appropriate shoeting's choice. You can rest, up to you. What we're going to do to this yellow cone here where my friend is standing, we're going to do some nice bunny hops. When we get to the yellow cone, we're going to stand, we're going to spin around and I'm going to do them backwards. Forwards, 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 backwards, backwards, backwards. If you go down, that's okay. When you're ready, have a go. Wait, this is my yellow cone. Spin it around and then we go backwards. Like the camera.
I've tried already.
So what you've done is you've combined something that we were doing before and I just added it in here. Let's say where we are when we get to this yellow cone again, we're going to stand backwards. You know I love this one, it's my favorite. Chest up, gorilla, make your gorilla face. Backwards gorilla. When you're ready, when you go.
I took like 8.
The reason I love these exercises is because they're fun. The other reason I like it is because people are close to the floor. Being more and more confident with being on the floor means you don't ever get, if you get new people that have fear of falling. So you have to think about that. So we're just making people confident. What does a duck have? Web feet, flippers, honestly. So we have to flick our feet. When you get to the middle, you flip the backwards. When you're ready, on you go. Get your bottom down. That's the worst duck I've ever seen. That's a good sound effect. I like that. Spin round at the halfway. This is the moment. Champions of champions. Who won last time?
Me? Well, Charlotte, but I.
That was you.
You cheated. So
It did. Everyone cheats. Okay, hands and feet down. This is your monkey race. It's just forward. It's just to this line. Whoever gets to me first is the winner.
I believe in you.
Go. The chances are if they get loads of momentum, then they'll end up to a roll. It depends. The more you work with someone, the more comfortable they become with rolling. The ultimate goal would be to get someone to be able to roll here. Combine the roll element. I know I've seen it from the movies. But as your first lesson, it's not something that's super important. But if you understand how to appreciate and bring all of these elements in, it's really helpful. So, can I have 3 of you over there for me? Two with me, come on. Well done, So, can you take Penny and my principles? You know, we're doing a 3-on-3, you're doing a 5-on-5. Someone has the ball, someone doesn't have the ball. Eventually, we're going to do a tackle, we're going to do a touch, and then we're going to say, fall backwards. And their job is to fall backwards. Or we say, you know, so what I want you to do is to think about all the things that I've worked on you with. How do you make them into a drill that would work for you? I'm really focused on the landing. I believe, and I have evidence to support it, so it's not just me believing, is that the landing is really important. And if you could start to choose how you land, yeah, there's some times where you're like, but there is moments, the more you practice, the more you'll be able to make confident, practical abilities. People, would you argue that people make choices where they tackle? Or it's just a surprise? Thanks. You make choices in the game, decision making all the time. I'm asking you to think about, can you start teaching people to make a decision of how they're landing? And if you can do that, how are you going to do that? Do you set it up like this? Are you just learning in some kind of touch situation? And then you step away and they have to do a fall? Are you adding a ball in? How do you build the learning so this becomes something that is workable for your game? You know? When you do this one, what's the next step that you can do? Is it a presentation? Is it getting round? Like, how do you add the third element? This element is contact confidence, and the better you get at it, the more you end up putting into a game. And you put a ball in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Number ones, and they all run out, grab something, bring it back or take it forwards. 1s and 2s, they're all in. You make it into game dynamics. But I'm not from rugby. I can't, like, it's hard for me to think of those things. The more I work with coaches and the more I understand what's your context, it's easier for me. My gift or my question, my hope, is that we have a few minutes now, so I can grab a drink if I'm honest, to think about how can you take some of the landing and make it into a drill. Work in groups. I'm going to come around and see what you've got. Anybody have any question for me? Brilliant. Take a few minutes. Let's see your landing drills. Oh, I love a question.
So we have
How crazy? I'm pretty crazy.
no, we've got quite a lot of mixed ability. So we've got
Yep.
people who took part in judo,
Yep.
quite a lot, who tuck and roll
Yeah.
in games quite frequently. But then we've got people who have no flexibility. No,
Yeah,
so
it's really tough.
how do you get the confidence up without them feeling embarrassed?
Yeah.
It's getting over the, not necessarily the confidence of being able to fall, but it's the embarrassment of feeling stupid. So how do you?
Use the,
Well,
you
that-
know, we did that third exercise
Yeah.
where we had someone in a ball and one person
Yeah.
helping. Use the people that have a good understanding of their own body to build the confidence of those
Yeah.
people.
Because what often happens is you get the people that are really confident like me, and then you just feel
Yeah, so when I do demonstrations, I often try and pick people that have never done it before.
Yeah.
Because then, like if I ever demonstrate actual judo to people, that's what I do. Oh, hi, I'm Kat, and I grab people, and then they get confidence doing the whatever the activity is because I've done it with them.
Okay.
But I would use those people.
Use-
But also when I'm working with the over 65s, are like people,
Yeah.
you know, I said, come and comfortable clothes. He came in a flowing skirt. I was like, oh dear. So, you know, for those people, we spend micro progression.
Yeah.
So this is an exercise that we end up doing 5 times, and then we rest, and then we watch everybody else, and so it's about maybe you know, can you split the group and send one? Or if you don't have that, because you don't have the coaches, can we use the strengths of those that can to help the others?
Right. Okay.
But if you need help, I'll give you my card at the end, and then you can email me, and we'll come up with
Yeah,
some tips.
I've got quite a few who are quite comfortable.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
But how to get they're not coaches, so how to almost build them into coaches so they can start to help them.
And also, it's understanding when you work with judo people. We did a disservice to the other sports where we didn't. This isn't positive for my sports. Where we didn't. We tried to bring judo to rugby. Was actually we need to listen to what rugby, like we're having trouble with landing, can you help us? And I'm like, yeah, I can. And that's how I've worked on the stuff that I've worked on, because people ask me, can you help with this? Like,
Never had any.
yeah.
They've got very little injuries. They've got very little. You know, they never get injured.
You really get past because they have a
My
really good
first question was exactly what you said.
smashing your head off. Never when I demonstrated that. I wanted to show people that it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yes.
Thank you for your question.
Roll into it.
On the floor.
I'm gonna go this side.
We're going to do that one. Keep that one. That's going to come. Take 2 steps in for me. Come on in. You come. James, I'm running out of time. 2 steps in is like this. Not you. You're good. Disease.
That's fault.
Yoo-hoo! Who thought I'd get to do a yoo-hoo at Murrayfield? Great day. Keep coming in, otherwise I have to shout, because I want to listen to and learn from everybody. Anybody thought, Kat, I've got this. Here's my landing activity. Oh, yes! Yes, you put your hand up if I was going to pick on people.
Just to pop when you're going back into the landing to pop it.
Yeah, exactly. All you're going to do is add the extra element to rugby, which I didn't give you. I only had an hour and like 20 minutes. But to give you the thing that I feel I have I don't want to say expert because it's disrespectful. I have a good understanding of that. So that's the thing I could give you. But now is to start to apply. Anybody else got a drill to work it on? Oh, he's pointing at him. Oh, they did that. How you go?
We were doing like just that's a sideward one and then turning it into present the ball back.
Yeah, that's a really good one. So all you did is take the... Oh, you went into demo.
No, there was another one that we did as well.
We're just doing that kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
good.
that's the sweeping under.
Yep.
So if the ball's loose, you're down, you're sweeping under.
Yep.
And then like
It's just
grabbing
if you-
the ball.
Oh, we're gone fancy. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to leave you there. Leave you there.
But if you're sweeping
Rugby
it under,
rules, I don't know.
then you've got the opportunity again to either pop it on or back and present, depending on
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You see the kids as well, and it's all about the kind of they're sort of hovering over it like that. And
Yeah.
the time to get it, then you're kind of there.
Anybody going more for my landing work? Anybody got a drill? Yes, sir.
Touch rugby.
Yep.
The front landing
Yep.
is when you're going down. You're probably using the ball rather than your hands to increase that surface area.
Yeah.
And because if you get quite often you play touch, say right, ball carrier goes down, somebody over. So that initial fall, we're really trying to promote landing on the ball.
Yeah, so I really would like you to think about that. It's not just about that kind of tackling element, and we're very concentrated on the tackle height. Where's James? There he is. Tackle height, I'm on it. But I'm asking you to think of when you're doing your preseason, when you're doing your warming up, can you build the confidence for someone to understand their body weight and understand someone else's? But can you add in this element for landing? I know that there's this, what do you call it? Parachute thing? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Some of you nodded, yeah. If you think knees, hips, someone was telling me about it, and I appreciate that. But the science behind the principles that I told you is to do with biomechanics and physics. Head off the floor. So yes, swinging your arm down. If anybody ever watched a judo contest before, I tell you now, when you watch that, no one is ever doing this. It doesn't happen. That's how you lose. We learn that the first lesson, and then we learn just how to fall because we're good at it. So take the arm out, add the ball in, but you can't do that until you can understand the principles. There were 2 exercises that I skipped out, my bad. Sure, a moment to start. One more. Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna have a. I was looking at you two. Come on. Oh, here we go. Honestly, it's hard to get them. I just had lunch and forgot. So those things that we've talked about, I just really want you to think about how can you add landing, because it will get your players to stay on the pitch in the game. No more banging of their heads just by adding in a few of these points. If you have any questions, you're like, oh, Katrina, you went through it too quickly, or this didn't help. I'm okay if you email me and tell me, you fool, that didn't help me at all. And I'll be like, oh, okay, interesting. Thanks for letting me know. Cry a bit. And then I'll think of something that could help. But I've got cards, take my card, email me. This worked. I tried this. It was really good. Thanks so much. That did not work at all. The athletes that I work with, the players thought they just ignored me and they went to the pub. I don't know what age group you work with. So these are really fun exercises. Are you going to go around and around? Oh, yes, I love around and around. So stable position, person's on a piggyback here. Yep. The aim of the game is for this person to end back in this position, and we're going to go this way. When you're ready. Yep. That's it, keep working. That arm's going to get stuck. Is it good? Keep talking, keep talking. What's the harder way to do this one? Oh, up and under. What's the thing that we have in judo that you don't have? A belt. Up and under, we have an obi, a belt that we wear with my nice pajamas. So obviously when the person's going under, they have the belt to hold on. I'd be very impressed with any of your players who do an up and under without that. So you have got nothing to hold on to. If they fall, remember, we've just spent most of the preseason or much of the time doing falling. Chin tuck, surface area, timing. So when they do exercises like this, I'm not running in, I'm a bit nervous. I've just met these people. But, I'm not, if they go over here, I'm confident that they'll just fall and be able to get up. The more they understand it, you're like, oh, we got that in the first 2 weeks, Katrina. Our athletes, our players, our children, they were all over it. Message me. Got some more. I've got some videos as well that I can send to you. But it's just today to try and build in landing into the work that you're doing. Has anybody got any questions for me? Pardon? Yeah, I've got some in my bag, no problem. They're fancy, both sides.
A wee bit of core, but core strikes has been very important to a lot of what you're doing.
I always think that core is important, but for me, I just really want to emphasize on the principles, because when I've been working with the over 65, this is really difficult. So I have to break it down into micro progressions. So yeah, core is important, but the principles are the things that I would just, like to emphasize the most. The more you're doing this, you're building your neck strength because of the exercises that we're doing. on the World Rugby website on Passport, they have loads of neck strengthening exercises. Specifically from judo, that's actually not where we're at. We call this falling, break falling, ukemi. It's Japanese and we'd use that. That's how we're building our neck strength, our rolling, our warm up here that carries, rolls, falling. You know, the warming up takes 20 minutes. Is the next time we're doing combat. It's not dissimilar to what you're, you know, in terms of the contact sectors that you have. So it's just kind of that kind of thing. So it's kind of, for me, the principles, but yeah, people are on about core, people are on about neck strength. But for me, the landing, falling principles are like, that's, if you have to think of what did Katrina say of all the stuff, she talks so quick. The 3 key landing principles, that's why. Has anybody got any other questions? Ooh, question time. Do you have any questions? No? Cool. So what were the 3 principles for me? Pardon? Yeah, chin tuck. Not chin to chest, chin tuck. So you make a few chins. I'm going to go with just 2, but I think it might be more. Sad times. Yeah, surface area. I've been doing it like this for you, so you understand that it's the surface area. But when I did it here, I'm just making the surface area with my body as big as I can make it. The key thing is not reaching. The ground, hopefully, is always constant because we're in the UK, hopefully. Don't reach for it. It's going to come. Accept that it's coming. Surface area. But once you've done this for a few times, you stop doing it because you're using your body. But my head is always off the floor. And then this kind of timing, like when do I bring all of this kind of element in? Because if I do things too early, they're out of sync. And then I hurt myself. What we want to just try and, you know, no reaching here, no elbows down, because those things, the pressure and the force is coming up to points that it's not meant to, and they're the weakest points in the body. And if you've ever popped a collarbone, such a pain to try and bring it back and rehab it. And so this, I don't want to use the word injury prevention because I think it can get overused, but, you know, try and stop your players getting little niggles, a little knocks that's stopping them from being at training. And if you can achieve that just by adding in some landing points, I think you're living your best life, if I'm honest. I think I'm timed. Am I like half past? Oh, you have a question?
The team that I coach, we play on an artificial mostly.
Yeah.
And do you think this will help with things like bursitis that we get in elbows? And...
I think if you're landing because you're landing on the elbows a lot, I think the more that you can make the surface area bigger, then I would suggest yes. But I don't want to say it will help because
So camera.
yeah, I know. It's on camera. Lots of people are here. McDonald 2023. She said it will help. I think it will help because you know, when you're banging something, that's when the repetition. Yeah, that's the word. Repetition is you know, is painful. So if you can add something for surface area, honestly, sometimes I do it with players and they love it, and then sometimes I do it and they're like rolling their whole body at me because I haven't added a ball yet, and I don't add a ball until I come for the 3rd week. You know, it's lucky I've explained it enough to the coaches so I get the invitation for the 3rd week. Any more questions? I'm okay for questions. Brilliant. It's so fun to be in Murrayfield. Thank you so much. This is such a great environment. So thank you for coming. If you have questions, please grab a card and I will take questions. Thank you for the players as well. Really good job.
So all the material